Welcome to Pagan Crafting. I'm your host, Cara. Today we're gonna do a vlog. We're just gonna rock between what I did a little bit in May and June, kind of compiled it all together, some foraging, some plays, some visiting, some festivals, some little fun. So I thought I'd bring you along, narrate a little bit here and there, but all in all, just enjoy a little bit of vlog and a little bit of music and enjoy me today in some of my adventures in Alberta, Canada. Welcome to the Beltaine Market. This festival is held every year for pagans, witches, LARPers, as well as swords play, reenactment, and we're going to start off the march of the evening, and there's the maze that we will visit later. Anything from pagans to witches to drag queens to Krampus to fairies with wings. You know, anybody could be in the parade. Some Beltane games. Some medieval reenactment. Some drag queens and swords. And some blessings. As Shay beckons us towards the maze, and away we go. This is the healing maze of Beltaine. A map. Palms down to let go, palms up for receiving, as above, so below. Give thanks to your purpose and pay attention to your thoughts. Focus on your goals and give thanks. Blessed be. She has decided to put palms down to letting go. So as she's chanting her mantras within her head, she's letting go of what no longer serves her. There were two instruments, one rattle and one singing bowl. This was Shay's first time playing the singing bowl. And I'm off around the maze. Palms up for receiving. Chanting in my head over and over and over what I wish to receive. There was a black lab across the street who would bark every time the singing bowl was played. I noticed it when my daughter played her bowl. And then now again. Next on my journey, I have a road trip to the country to forage at my friend's place. It's about an hour and a half outside my city, so there I like to forage because there's no pollution and sprays that ruin and taint my herbs and flowers I forage for. I'm going to bring you along just a quick stop at the village. This is the village of Pigeon Lake. Just a quaint little teeny tiny 2-street village. Some of the best ice cream cones live here. And now there's a bakery around the corner that offers 1 cinnamon bun that would feed 4 people per cinnamon bun. And they're always out of cream cheese dressing or icing. It's always a shame. They're always out because we always manage to go on a Sunday and they're always out of the cream cheese icing on that day. So we need to go another day, but we can't. I feel denied. Now heading into Lisa's place, we're stopping by my friend's place to forage on her acreage. It had been raining most of the day, off and on, so we had to forage between rain spells. But here we are. In this gorgeous property, we had some sun, so long enough to pick some dandelions so I can make a salve with it. Wasn't very many dandelions this year up on our back property, so we had to just forage for some that was in the corner. But there was plenty for the bees and plenty for me. So my salve is going to be a healing salve that'll be good for my skin, for cuts, for burns, for swelling, for anti-aging, as well as arthritis help. This will be also an anti-inflammatory because it has the beeswax in it. I'm going to be mixing some plantain and some calendula. So that'll help out with burns, skin, insect bites, healing, rashes, of course, as well. All these are going to be able to help you. And I'll have the recipe later from this salve with everything I put in it. I'll include that later on in the video for you to check out. Well, I think I've gotten enough flowers for now. I have to remember I have to pick off all the green off all the flowers later too, so that takes a few hours, so I don't want to get too many, and again I gotta leave some for the bees too. Back home in my backyard with my gargoyle cat. But now it's on to separate my flowers from the green. So I'm going to prepare a nice tea brew while I work my intention into the flowers I've harvested. This is green tea with roasted rice. It's a beautiful blend. With each pinch of tea, I set my intention. With my tea brew steeping, I get ready with my flowers. Now what I'm going to do here, as you can see here, they were wrapped in paper towel. Now I had to do that because they were rained on, so we picked them between rain spells, as I was explaining before. So I didn't want them to go bad by the time I get home. So I wrapped them all, and we'll see how it fares, because I don't want them to explode on me and go to seed right away. So is the moment of truth. See if they are still any good. And we are laughing. This is great. Actually, the damn paper towel on them prevented them from starting to go poofy, which they like to do pretty quick. A pause for a blessing. And if you take anything in your teas, you can also stir in intention. And now what you want to do is remove all the green from the flower and keep the flower. Just grabbing an extra paper towel to put some of the greenery on. Now you can throw the greenery in the bits. You don't have to throw them away. You can throw all those in a salad if you'd like and eat the rest of it. Really nice with a balsamic vinaigrette with some Greek seasoning. It's so nice. Now that I have the entire jar full of flowers of dandelion, I'm going to use some sunflower oil because it's a very thin oil. Now, usually what you want to do if you're just using one ingredient, you want to fill the oil to an inch above the flower line. But I do have this packed full, so tight of flowers, that I wish now that I would have separated the flowers into 2 jars because there was enough to infuse. But as I stirred, they got packed down and it gave me room to add more goodies and ingredients to this salve. This is about a liter, this jar full, so this will give me quite a few jars of salve and some smaller tins of the 2-ounce tins and some 4-ounce jars. I plan to be making some pet salve as well as some human salve. So the human salve will have Japanese mint oil in it, maybe some peppermint, and the pet safe salve, as you see here, I have room for calendula flower, so that's going to be good for burns. It's going to help out with healing. Great for skin, amazing for rashes. And my other ingredient I'm throwing in here is some dried plantain. Making some room here. So the calendula flower was also dried before putting that in my mason jar. So the only ingredient here that will have the moisture would be the dandelion flower. So you can use the 2 to 3 week method of keeping it in oil and turning it twice a day, and everything will be infused into your oil that way as well. But I'm going to use a double broiler method on medium for 3.5 hours, and I'm going to cool that down to room temperature. After I do that, I'm going to strain it, strain all the ingredients out of the oil, and then I'm going to add beeswax to the oil to harden it. The ingredients were in there. And then I'm going to pour that into containers when I'm done. The pet safe salve will be good because it won't have any essential oils or Japanese mint oil. It's too strong for their nose, and if they lick it, it can make them sick or worse. So heading off on a road trip here, super stoked. It's about a 45-minute drive outside my city. Not quite a road trip. I guess it's not quite an hour. See me, I gotta think it's gotta be at least an hour before I consider it a road trip. So that's where we're headed out to, my friends. We are headed out to the country, and we're going to the rites of her sacred fire. And we are going to celebrate the goddess Hecate. Super excited. I'm not sure if I'm going to film any of this tonight. If there are other people who are, then I will as well. If not, I'm not going to ask. But I will try to snap some pictures and maybe get something of the fire or something afterwards. So I will catch you in a little